Hey folks, Logger John here. I'm back in my tractor shed, and it's Saturday, September the 18th. It's around 10:30, and I'm in here with the Massey. So I changed the oil yesterday. I didn't make a video of it. Maybe I should have made a video. Nice and clean oil. Yeah, got the oil changed. So it's a screw-on type oil filter. You take this off, you pull that off. There's a oil, I don't know what you call it, fits inside this. And you take it out. There's a spring in there, and this goes right through and screws into the block, engine block, I guess, and put a new one in. There's a rubber seal in here. The new filter comes with a rubber seal, and I put a new copper washer in here. Otherwise, I always put a new copper washer every time I change the oil. Anyways, did that. Of course, the plug is down here. Drain the oil. You put the oil in up here, and it holds 5 liters. So I did that yesterday. There's the oil. In there, I don't know if you can see it, is the cartilage, I guess they call it, oil filter that goes inside that. I just stuck it in there for now. And I also changed all the spark plugs. Put all new spark plugs in. All 4 of them. Now, what I got to do is change the fuel filter, which is right here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go get a screwdriver and see if I can get this off and put the new filter on. Make sure the gas is turned off, which it is. And I did get some new, here's the new fuel filter. Pro Select, it's from Napa. 23002 is the number. So I'm going to change that. And I got some new fuel line for here. I don't know if I need it or not. I'm going to try it. This still looks like it's good. I'll see when I take it apart. Okay guys, stay tuned. I'm going to go and grab a screwdriver. Okay, I'm back here. I didn't get a screwdriver, but I got the next best thing. It was in the toolbox. Saw wrench, it'll work. It's got the slot end on it. Oh, what a glorious day. Beautiful, a little bit of a breeze. It's supposed to be up to about 28 Celsius today with the humidity. And tonight it's going down to around 7 to 9 tonight, overnight, so that's cooling off. Last night it only went down to 17 Celsius. Okay, gonna try to get these off here. Okay guys, stay tuned. This one's a little bit harder to get at, this one. It's really hard to get at this back one here. Yeah, it's a little trickier. It's got the little gear clamps on it here. Might have to take the whole thing off. Sometimes it's really hard to get the line off. It really sticks on that. Okay. Might have to take off the whole thing off. Ta-da! Gas is turned off, but it's still leaking gas. Got gas hands. Lovely. Okay. I love smelling like gas. No smoking when I'm doing this. Probably should have a tiny socket and do this to be better. But oh well. I like to do stuff the hard way. I shouldn't be leaking gas right now. The gas is turned off, but I guess there's still a little bit in the line. It's not, it's just dripping all over me. Running down my arm, into my armpit. This is actually harder to do than the oil change. Come on, get on. Hopefully that's okay. There's a little arrow indicating which way to put it on, like that. Yeah, there. Anybody got a match? I want to see if this thing's leaking. I'll check it for leaks. Let's Got to tighten these gear clamps up. Make sure that you don't want to over tighten these, but you don't want them leaking either. If you over tighten them, they will leak. You'll turn the gas on. Turn the gas off. Why is it leaking? Okay guys, my camera battery was dying, so I had to go get another battery. This line down here was leaking at the bottom. I couldn't figure out why it was leaking, but I took it all apart again, and where this gear clamp is, there was a crack in the line for some reason, which is weird because I never even touched this down here originally, but I did put a new piece in there. It doesn't seem to be leaking now. I'm going to start it up and see. To be good now. Doesn't seem to be leaking now. I think I got it tight enough. The problem with over tightening these, you'll end up splitting the line and putting a hole in the line, and then it'll leak, and then you're just frustrated. But it seems to be good. I didn't want to run it too long in here, get fumigated. Here's the old one. I think it was time for a new one. It's been a couple years since I changed it. I usually go like a couple seasons before I change the oil. So I didn't change it last year. It seemed to be fine, so I changed it this year, so basically every other year. Probably should change it every year, but I make sure I check it, and it looked really good last year, so I didn't really use it. I don't use it that much. Haul out some wood, I guess, in the fall and plow some snow, but okay, now the last thing I got to do is check the oil bath for the air filter up here, which means I got to take this off here and open up the hood. Okay, so bear with me. Stay tuned, guys. Okay. Why does that look like it's full? In here, I know it's probably hard to see with the sun shining and the shadows and stuff, but this is the air cleaner system from the 1960s. In here, there's some oil, so we're going to take that off and check how clean the oil is. It's usually pretty clean. I changed it last year, I believe. You just got to take this off. So the idea was for any dirt to accumulate in the oil. The oil doesn't look too bad, actually. You can see it over here. I'm going to bring you guys over. A little bit of dirt in it. I think I'll put some new oil. Okay, guys, I got that apart there. It's really hard to tape me doing this because my hands are all covered in oil and grease and gas, and I just went and washed them up really good, so it's kind of hard to. I don't really want to be touching the camera too much with greasy and oily hands, but anyways, this is all cleaned up. There was quite a bit of dirt in it, so I'm glad I checked it. You can see right there oil level. I just use I'll just put some probably straight 30. Any kind of oil will work probably. Put that back together. That goes in there, and then it just goes back together. This just give it a, that just keeps the dust out, the dirt out. There's not a lot. I don't work in really dusty conditions, so there's not much different if you're doing hay or doing a lot of bush hogging and stuff. But in the winter time, when I do use it the most, there's not too much. I'm just going to grab a paper towel. Got some oil up on the gas tank here. Probably keep it from rusting. Okay, I'm going to put this back together now. Put some oil in it. And I just got to go get some straight 30 out of my other shed. So you fill it up to that line, you put that back in there, and then you just take that, the ring there, and you just put it back on. Good to go. And that's going to be about it. One thing I want to check is the fluid in the rear end here. I do check it once in a while. Looks good. Looks clean, actually. I did change that oh, it's probably 3 years ago now. Probably wondering why I got this wire on here. Maybe you can't see it, but there's a wire I just got wrapped around up here and onto the dipstick. Because one time I lost it. I was cutting wood in the wintertime and my my boot or my coveralls or whatever caught this and pulled it off. Ended up losing it. I had to go get a new one. Or actually they got me a used one out of at the dealership. That's why. So I put a wire on it so can't lose it. I got the oil. I got some straight 30. Any oil will work though. Bring it up to the line. There's a line inside that thing. And this. Now we're cooking with fire. Okay. Well, I know one thing. My hands won't be rusty. I undercoated my hands. They're good for like a year. It's got to be good for the skin, right? Straight 30 oil, a little bit of gas. I think I'm going to get the grease gun and grease that fitting. What do you think? Oh, I got the oil bath filter system back on. And there's a grease fitting right there for the steering. I forgot about that. Well, I didn't forget about it. I do it every time I change that oil, which is, I check it every year, so I am going to go get the grease gun. Okay guys, I had to take the oil bath back off, open up this side to grease this fitting. Okay. I don't know why that fitting is not pointed out, but let me see if I can get a little bit more in there. It's coming out, but okay. Nothing's easy. Whoops. Really make sure it's on there. Don't want that falling off. Okay, everything's greased up. So I greased the steering knuckles here. The tie rod ends, I greased those. There was a couple grease fittings over there I greased. One back there, and over here on the clutch pedal, no, excuse me, the brake pedal. Down here there was a grease fitting. So I think everything's greased up. Now I got to put this back together And that'll be it for the Massey. Good to go for another season. So we did the oil, the fuel filter, spark plugs, the oil bath air filter system, changed the oil, greased up everything. That's about it. Good for another logging season, hopefully. Check the rear end fluid, it's good. Battery's good, new battery last year. Good to go. The wood cutting season's just around the corner, and there's lots of wood to cut. I went for a walk yesterday. It's a little bit windy. Yes, it's really windy. So went for a walk back there yesterday. There's a ton of dead elms to cut over there, all down in there. There's one big monster way back there. So it's a little hot today to cut wood, but it won't be long. Okay guys, I'm going to take this thing for a drive. Make sure turn the gas on.